The silent power of emotional control. Why most men destroy their own power without knowing it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever chased a woman only to push her away, gotten too emotional and lost your sense of control? Felt powerless because your feelings dictated your actions? You're not alone. Most men lose attraction, respect, and power because they lack emotional control. They don't realize it, but every time they react impulsively, every time they show desperation, frustration, or fear, they send a silent signal. I am not in control of myself. And the moment a woman senses this, her attraction plummets. It's not because she's cruel or heartless. It's because emotional weakness is repelling. If your emotions control you, she doesn't respect you. If she doesn't respect you, she won't feel attraction. If there's no attraction, there's no power, no freedom, no choice. But the men who have true power, they move differently. They don't chase. They don't react. They don't lose themselves. They stand firm no matter what. And that's what makes them unstoppable. What women are really attracted to, and why most men miss it. Forget what you've been told. Society will tell you to just be yourself, to wear your heart on your sleeve, to be a nice guy who always shows his emotions. But here's the harsh reality. Women aren't attracted to men who are emotionally unstable. They might say they want a man who is fully open and vulnerable all the time. But watch what happens when a guy starts doing that. She starts pulling away. She stops responding. She loses respect. Why? Because attraction isn't built on words. It's built on energy. A man who is emotionally reactive sends off an energy of neediness. A man who is emotionally controlled sends off an energy of strength. And strength is what creates desire. Women are drawn to the man who doesn't panic when she tests him. The man who stays grounded even when things don't go his way. The man who can feel emotion without being controlled by it. Because here's something most men never understand. A woman will always test you, not because she wants to hurt you, not because she's trying to play games, but because she wants to see if you are as strong as you appear. And that moment, that's the defining moment in attraction. If you react emotionally, she knows you're weak. If you stay grounded, she knows you're a man she can trust. And trust leads to attraction. The true meaning of power that most men overlook. Power is not about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself. When you control your emotions, you control your career. When you control your emotions, you control your friendships. When you control your emotions, you control your future. Because a man who is ruled by his emotions is a man who is ruled by the world. Think about it. The guy who gets frustrated when someone cuts him off in traffic. Weak. The guy who loses his mind when a woman doesn't text back. Weak. The guy who begs for attention, validation, and approval. Weak. Women feel this, and they run from it. Because a man without emotional control is like a boat with no anchor, no stability, no direction, no security. But a man who masters his emotions, he becomes the master of his own fate. He doesn't react. He doesn't overthink. He doesn't lose himself. And that is power. The secret that separates average men from elite men. Here's the hard truth. Most men never learn emotional mastery because they are too comfortable being weak. They make excuses, let their emotions dictate their actions, fall apart when a woman pulls away. But the elite men, the ones who women chase, admire, and obsess over, They choose discipline over emotion. They don't react when they're tested. They don't chase when a woman withdraws. They don't let external situations control their inner state, because they know the ultimate power move is this: being in control of yourself, no matter what happens around you. And when you master that, you stop chasing. You stop proving yourself. You stop needing anything from anyone. Instead, people start chasing you. Women start proving themselves to you. And suddenly you have all the power. Why absence increases attraction? In the next chapters, I'll show you how creating space makes you more desirable than chasing ever will. Why absence increases attraction without playing games. The paradox of attraction. The more you chase, the more you lose. Most men have it backwards. They think if they show more interest, text more, give more, prove more, they'll win a woman's heart. But what really happens? She starts pulling away. She loses interest. She takes you for granted. And the worst part? The harder you chase, the faster she runs. It feels unfair, right? Society tells men to be nice, open, and giving. But in the real world, the men who attract effortlessly are the ones who understand this. Scarcity creates value. And nothing makes you more valuable and desirable than your absence. Why being too available kills attraction? Think of it like this. Imagine a restaurant that's always open, 24/7, with no wait time. You know you can go anytime, order whatever you want, and get it immediately. Now compare that to a high-end restaurant that's exclusive, always booked, and only available on your schedule. Which one feels more valuable? Which one do people talk about, crave, and fight to get into? Women think the same way about men. The man who is always available, always texting, always ready to drop everything for her. She appreciates him, but she doesn't desire him. But the man who is rare, busy, and focused on his mission, that's the man she longs for, because scarcity creates demand. And when you remove yourself from the equation, when you create space instead of chasing, she starts to feel something most men never make her feel. A deep emotional craving for your presence. The science of desire. Why women want what they can't have. Ever wonder why people always want what they can't have? Why a limited edition product sells out in minutes, but a product available all the time sits on the shelf? It's simple. We crave what's rare. This is called the scarcity principle, and it applies to attraction just as much as it applies to business, marketing, or luxury items. The more accessible something is, the less desirable it becomes. The more scarce something is, the more valuable it appears. This is why, if you text her every hour, she starts ignoring your messages. If you're always available, she stops valuing your time. If you always say yes, she starts looking for a challenge. But the moment you become less available, she starts thinking about you. She starts wondering where you are. She starts missing you. And when a woman starts missing you, her attraction skyrockets. The difference between absence and playing games. Now let's be clear. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about pulling back to make her chase. That's childish. This is about living a life so full, so focused, and so meaningful that you naturally become scarce. You don't text less because you're trying to trick her. You text less because you're busy building your empire. You don't see her every day because you're trying to make her want you. You see her when it fits into your life. the difference? Intent. Weak men create space to play games. Strong men create space because they're focused on their mission. And that's exactly why one attracts women effortlessly, while the other gets ignored. Because women aren't stupid. They can feel when you're just playing a strategy versus when you're actually a man of value who doesn't need to chase. And when you become that man, she fights for your time. She respects your space. She sees you as the prize. Why absence triggers an emotional high and makes you unforgettable. Here's what happens when you stop being so available. At first, she might not notice, but then the pattern changes. You're not texting as much. You're not reacting instantly. You're focused on your purpose. And suddenly, she starts wondering where you are. She starts craving your attention. She starts feeling your absence. Why? Because when something is taken away, we appreciate it more. Think about your favorite song. If you play it all the time, it starts losing its magic. But if you take a break and hear it again weeks later, it hits different. That's what your absence does to her emotions. It forces her to feel your presence through your absence. And when she finally sees you again, the attraction is stronger than ever. The silent power of indifference. Why she chases when you don't care. What if I told you? The less you care, the more she does. Most men think the key to making a woman want them is effort. More compliments, more attention, more reassurance. But the truth, the man who is least invested wins. The less you need her, the more she needs you. And this is where most men fail. They believe they have to prove themselves to a woman to earn her love. But the men women chase effortlessly don't seek approval. They don't try to impress. They don't overthink their words. They don't lose sleep over a text left unread. They are calm, detached, and in control. And that energy drives women insane. Let me explain why. The law of emotional investment. Here's a universal truth about attraction. Whoever cares less holds the power. In business, the company that can walk away from a deal controls the negotiation. In sales, the customer who's on the fence gets the best offer. And in relationships, the person who is less emotionally attached holds the leverage. When a man is too eager, too available, too emotionally invested early on, women lose interest. Not because they're cruel, but because certainty kills attraction. A woman must feel that she can lose you at any moment. Not because you're playing games, but because you are a man who refuses to tolerate anything that lowers his value. And that belief, it commands respect. Why indifference is more attractive than overinvestment. Think about the men who make women obsessed. Are they texting paragraphs? Are they begging for attention? Are they worried about her opinion? No. They have an aura of unshakable confidence. They move through life with a sense of calm detachment. They are present but never desperate. They enjoy women, but never make them the center of their universe. And this mindset turns attraction into addiction, because when a man isn't fazed by her beauty, her mood swings, or her games, she has no choice but to respect and pursue him. Why women test you, and how indifference passes every test. If you've ever been in a relationship, you've experienced this. She cancels plans last minute. She flirts with other guys to get a reaction. She suddenly becomes distant. And most men fail these tests instantly They become emotional. They demand explanations. They try harder to fix the situation. But the men who win, they don't react. She cancels plans. Cool, no problem. She flirts with another guy. Hope he's a good dude. She pulls away. He pulls away further. And that response kills her game instantly. Why? Because women don't respect men they can control emotionally. If she can shift your mood with a simple text or action, she sees you as weak. If she can make you jealous, angry, or insecure, she sees you as low value. But the moment she realizes, nothing I do affects him, he is truly indifferent. He doesn't need me to feel good about himself. She starts chasing harder than ever. Because now she has to prove herself to you. Indifference is not neglect. It's power. Let's be clear. Indifference is not about treating women badly. Indifference is not about ignoring or disrespecting them. Indifference is about this mindset. I value myself so much that I will never prioritize a woman over my purpose, my peace, or my self-respect. It's the ability to enjoy her presence but not need it. Give without expecting anything in return. Walk away without hesitation if your standards aren't met. That's real power. And when a woman feels that power, she respects it. She values it. She becomes emotionally hooked without you chasing. The art of controlled emotions. Now that you understand the power of indifference, it's time to master the next level. Emotional control. Because a man who controls his emotions controls everything. He doesn't get jealous. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't overreact. And because of that, he becomes the most attractive man in the room. Comment below. I am in control. Mastering your emotions. The ultimate weapon of attraction. The man who controls his emotions controls the game. What makes a man truly powerful? It's not money. It's not status. It's not even looks. It's his ability to remain unshaken, no matter what. When she tests you, you stay calm. When she pulls away, you remain centered. When life throws chaos at you, you handle it like a king. That is what makes women gravitate toward you. Not because you're playing a role, but because you've built yourself into a man who is truly unshakable. Why women are drawn to emotionally controlled men. Women don't just want a strong man physically. They want a man who is strong emotionally. Why? Because a woman's emotions are like a storm. One moment she's affectionate and warm. The next she's distant and unpredictable. Sometimes she doesn't even know why she feels the way she does. And what do most men do? They react. They get emotional. They let her mood dictate their mood. And the second a man does that, she loses respect. Because a woman doesn't want a man she can control emotionally. She wants a man who can ground her. How emotional control makes you irresistible. Here's what happens when a man is emotionally stable and unshaken. Women feel safe around him. They see him as a leader. They respect him, even when they don't always agree with him. Because deep down, every woman wants to submit to a man who is truly in control of himself, not controlling her, not suppressing her emotions, but leading through presence and stability. That's what separates weak men from kings. How emotional control keeps women hooked. Ever notice how women become obsessed with men who don't chase them? It's because these men are detached from outcomes, focused on their purpose, unmoved by drama or games. If she gets emotional, he stays calm. If she tries to test him, he doesn't react. If she walks away, he lets her go without fear. And that level of control drives her wild. Why? Because she's used to men being too reactive. She's used to men chasing, begging, and losing themselves over her attention. But when she meets a man who doesn't fold under pressure, she feels something different. She feels respect. And once a woman respects you, she never wants to lose you. The secret: respond, never react. Most men react. She says something rude, they get defensive. She pulls away, they panic. She tests them, they argue. But the powerful man, he responds. He listens. He stays calm. He never lets emotions control his actions, because he understands one thing: the moment you lose emotional control, you lose power. And that's why weak men fail. They get too emotional. They argue. They seek validation. They let women dictate their feelings. And the more they do, the more attraction dies. But the man who never lets emotions control him, he becomes unstoppable. How to train emotional control, like a Stoic king. If you want to be the man who never folds under pressure, you must train yourself. 1. Pause before you speak, before reacting to anything. Breathe. A moment of silence gives you power. 2. Master the art of non-reactivity. If she pushes your buttons, learn to smirk and move on. Don't let small things shake your mood. 3. Accept that you control nothing. Accept yourself. You can't control her emotions. You can't control her choices. But you can control you. That's what makes you powerful beyond belief. Women follow the man who controls himself. Want to know the fastest way to lose a woman's respect? Be too emotional. Seek validation. Let her mood dictate yours. But the moment you become a man who is unshaken, calm under pressure, completely in control of himself, she sees you as a king, and a woman will never leave a king. The power of walking away without fear. The man who can walk away never loses. Think about the most powerful men in history. The men who never begged, the men who never chased, the men who held the world in the palm of their hands. What did they all have in common? They knew one thing: they could walk away at any moment. And that's why people, especially women, never wanted to lose them. This is not about playing games. This is about mastering yourself. Because when you can walk away from anyone at any time, you become truly free. Why walking away increases attraction? The moment a man is too attached to an outcome, he loses power. If he's scared to lose her, he acts weak. If he's scared of rejection, he hesitates. If he's scared to be alone, he settles. And guess what? Women feel that weakness because a woman doesn't respect a man who needs her. She respects a man who values her, but is never afraid to walk away. When a man stays because he wants to, not because he needs to. When he knows his worth and refuses to tolerate disrespect. When he prioritizes himself above all else, she sees him as high value. And once a woman sees a man as high value, she fights to keep him. Why most men struggle to walk away? Most men can't walk away because they are too emotionally invested. They put her on a pedestal. They fear being alone. They think they'll never find another woman like her. And the second a man thinks he can't do better, he has already lost. Because now, he tolerates disrespect. He chases when she pulls away. He loses himself in the relationship. And guess what? She stops respecting him, because deep down, Women don't want a man who sacrifices his self-respect for love. They want a man who says, I love you, but I love myself more. And that is why the power to walk away makes you unstoppable. The truth about women and the fear of losing you. A woman can only truly desire a man she fears losing, not because he threatens her, not because he manipulates her, but because she knows he doesn't tolerate games. He doesn't settle for anything less than respect. He chooses to stay but can leave if necessary. And that level of certainty drives her wild, because women are used to men doing anything to keep them. But a man who is in control of his emotions, focused on his purpose and unattached to outcomes, she will do anything to keep him. How to develop the power to walk away. 1. Stop living in scarcity. The biggest reason men can't walk away: they think she's the only one. Reality check. There are millions of beautiful women out there. 2. Never tolerate disrespect. The second she disrespects you, call it out or walk away. Women don't respect men who allow disrespect. 3. Detach from the outcome. Love her, enjoy her, but never fear losing her. Because the man who fears loss always loses. 4. Build a life that makes women a bonus, not the prize. A woman should never be the center of your world. She should be a part of it, but your mission comes first. The moment you make your purpose more important than any woman, you become truly powerful. The man who stays in control owns the game. Ask yourself this: if she leaves you today, would you break? If she pulled away, would you panic? If she tested you, would you react? If the answer is yes, you still have work to do. But once you reach the point where you can walk away from any woman at any time, you become a man that women fight to keep. And that is when you win. Mastering indifference and stoic presence. Walking away is just one piece of the puzzle. The next level: learning how to be calm, indifferent, and unshaken no matter what. Because a man who is completely indifferent to outcome owns her mind. The Secret of Indifference. Why the man who cares less wins. The man who cares less controls the game. Imagine this: you text her, she doesn't reply. You call, she takes hours to answer. She starts acting distant, and you feel the panic rising. What do most men do? They overthink. They send another text. They wonder what they did wrong. They try to fix things. And in that moment, she loses respect for them. Because deep down, a woman doesn't want a man who is reactive. She wants a man who is indifferent, a man who doesn't chase, a man who doesn't panic, a man who doesn't care more than she does. Because the man who cares less always has the power. Why indifference is the ultimate power move. Most men think women leave because they lost interest. Wrong. Women leave when they feel like they've won. Once she knows she has you, she stops valuing you. Once she sees you over-investing, she pulls back. Once she feels your emotions controlling you, she tests harder. But a man who is indifferent to outcome, she can't stop thinking about him because she can't read him. She doesn't know where she stands, and the uncertainty makes her chase. This is why indifference is the deadliest weapon in attraction. Because when you truly don't care if she stays or goes, she will fight for your attention. The biggest mistake men make when women pull away. When a woman starts acting distant, most men go into panic mode. They double text. They ask if she's okay. They try to talk about it. They give her more attention. And that's when they lose. Because instead of feeling attraction, she feels boredom. She already knows you're invested. She already knows she has your attention. She already knows she can have you whenever she wants. And the moment a woman knows she has you, she stops valuing you. What indifference looks like in action. A high-value man doesn't react emotionally if she pulls away. He gives her space. If she tests him, he laughs it off. If she disrespects him, he walks away. He never tries to win her back. He never explains himself. He never shows emotional weakness, because a truly indifferent man knows he is the prize. And if she doesn't see that, she can leave. How to develop genuine indifference. 1. Stop making women the center of your life. A woman should never be your number one focus. Your mission, your goals, and your self-respect come first. 2. Stop trying to impress her. Most men overcompensate because they fear losing her. But women aren't attracted to men who try too hard. They're attracted to men who already know their worth. 3. Master emotional control. No woman should ever have the power to shake your frame. The moment you react emotionally, you lose power. 4. Build an abundance mindset. The biggest reason men chase. They think she's the only one. When you truly believe you have options, you stop caring about any single woman. What happens when you become indifferent? She starts chasing. She starts texting first. She starts fearing losing you. Because suddenly, you're not predictable. You're not emotionally needy. You're not reacting to her every move. And that drives her crazy. Because women are used to men chasing, begging, proving themselves. But when she meets a man who doesn't care, she fights to prove herself to him. The man who is least invested wins. Ask yourself, if she left today, would you be okay? If she stopped texting, would you lose sleep? If she started pulling away, would you react? If the answer is yes, you're giving her too much power. But the second you reach the point where you can take it or leave it, you become a man that women fight to keep. And that is true power. The art of being unreadable. Why mystery makes you magnetic. The more she tries to figure you out, the more she falls for you. Have you ever noticed that women are obsessed with men they can't quite figure out? The guy who doesn't text back right away. The guy who doesn't reveal too much. The guy who seems calm, confident, and just a little unpredictable. That's because mystery is irresistible. When a woman knows exactly what you're thinking, exactly what you're feeling, and exactly how much you like her, she loses interest. Why? Because there's no challenge. There's no tension. There's no excitement. Women don't want a man they can predict. They want a man they have to figure out. And when you master the art of being unreadable, she will never stop chasing you. The fatal mistake men make with women. Most men think that openness equals attraction. They reveal their emotions too fast. They share their deepest thoughts too soon. They tell a woman exactly how much they like her. And what happens? She loses interest. Because women don't fall for men who give them everything up front. They fall for men who make them wonder. Does he like me as much as I like him? Why isn't he texting me back right away? Why does he seem so calm, so unshaken, so mysterious? That's when she starts chasing, because she doesn't know where she stands, because she doesn't fully understand you, because she wants to figure you out. And that curiosity turns into obsession. How to become unreadable and make her chase harder. Women are used to men who over-explain, over-text, and over-express. The unreadable man does the opposite. 1. Keep your emotions controlled. Never reveal when you're upset. Never let her see you overreact. Never act out of fear of losing her. 2. Answer less. Observe more. Most men talk too much trying to impress. The unreadable man speaks less and watches more. The less you say, the more she wonders what's on your mind. 3. Be unpredictable in your attention. Never text her at the same time every day. Some days, give her attention. Other days, be busy. Keep her guessing. 4. Never show jealousy or insecurity. If she talks about other guys, stay calm. If she tries to test you, laugh it off. If she pulls away, let her go. 5. Keep your life private. Never tell her every detail of your day. Don't explain where you are or what you're doing 24/7. Make her feel like there's always more to you than what she sees. What happens when you become mysterious? She becomes more invested. She starts trying to figure you out. She thinks about you even when you're not around, because suddenly you're not just another guy. You're not safe and predictable. You're a mystery she has to solve. And the moment she starts thinking about you when you're not there, you've won. Why women fall for men? They can't fully understand. Think about it. Who are the men that women become obsessed with? The smooth-talking bad boy? The powerful businessman? The guy who seems like he doesn't need her? What do all these men have in common? They're unreadable. They reveal just enough to keep her interested, but never too much. They make her work to earn their affection. They never let their emotions control them. They are the mystery that keeps her hooked. And when a woman feels like she has to work for your attention, she values you more. Never let a woman fully figure you out. The moment she feels like she fully understands you, the mystery is gone. The moment she feels like she has you completely, the chase is over. The moment she feels like she knows exactly how you feel, she loses excitement. The secret to keeping a woman hooked for life: never let her fully solve the mystery. The power of saying no to women. Being unreadable is powerful. But what happens when you learn how to say no to women and mean it? That's when you go from interesting to irresistible. Comment below. I am the mystery.